2017 hits, y'all. So I've been trying to go live on Instagram and it is glitchy AF. What is going on, Instagram? So I'm gonna do a video instead and upload it to IGTV. So hello, IGTV. Today we're talking about resistance. So I've been going live every single day talking about girl, get off the sidelines and what are the things that are holding us back, keeping us on the sidelines of our goals, our dreams, our vision. We're watching other people. We're warming up the bench for everybody else and watching everyone else play in the online space. And we are scared, we're doubtful, we don't feel worthy, we are in comparison mode. First thing we do in the morning is open up our Instagram and we look at what everyone else is doing and how beautiful everyone else's pictures are and how great their content sounds and looks, and we immediately shrink ourselves and we feel like we're not worthy, like we don't have anything of value to bring. And it's so not true. And I can tell you from experience that I used to be one of those people who would sit and scroll and I would compare myself and I would constantly go to the pages that really made me feel bad about myself. Why do we do that? You know, I would go and I would watch people that inspired me, but I would allow that to shrink me and make me feel worse about myself. And I had to literally unfollow people that inspired me because I had some serious work to do around self-development and just like getting over it and not worrying about what anybody thinks, not comparing myself to anyone else, and just being me and showing up as me and speaking my truth. And it took me a really long time to step into that and really own my power and my gift and, you know, really get back to the truth of who I am and why I'm here, right? And we all have an incredible gift to share, and we allow what other people are doing or what other people think keep us on the sidelines. So today we're talking about resistance. Okay, so resistance, think about like going to the gym, right? If you're gonna change your body and you wanna build muscles, you have to have some resistance, right? On the bar, if you're gonna do squats, if you're gonna do something, right? And you wanna grow and you wanna transform your body, we have to have resistance, right? Even if we're doing, not even using a barbell, right? But we're using resistance bands, or we're doing cable work, or we're doing dumbbell work, right? We always have to have that resistance to push through, to change, to grow, to break down the muscle. The muscle has to break down first, right? Before it can repair itself while you're sleeping, and through your nutrition that you're feeding your body, it repairs itself, right? And then it grows and your body changes over time after you consistently are putting yourself up against that resistance. Well, your mind is no different. Your mind is no different. And oftentimes the resistance that we face around our business, around our relationships, around just growing ourselves and becoming somebody that we want to be, right? Stepping into our next level self, there's going to be resistance. Anytime you are pushing forward and you're going to grow and you're going to change, and you know, you're feeling the nudges from the universe, right? That it's time, like, I'm ready for this. I'm ready for the next level. I remember a time where I could feel something brewing in me. I didn't know what it was, but I could feel that I was being guided to be doing something different. I could feel that there was something wanting to be born from me, a new idea, a new project. I didn't know what it was. I had no clue, but I could feel it. And it required me to start showing up differently. It required me to stop worrying about what people were thinking about me and just be led and allow myself to be guided and led by this powerful, energetic, you know, message that I was getting, that I needed to step forward and do something different and show up differently and big, right? And it was incredibly challenging because all of a sudden when you feel that resistance, you realize that in order to grow, in order to get to the next level, in order to get on the other side of that resistance, you have to push through it. You have to allow it to come. You have to embrace it. And you have to know that on the other side is growth, right? So it's just like building the muscles, right? It hurts. It's, you know, it burns when you're building the muscles and you're using the resistance, right? And sometimes you're like, I want to stop, right? But you push through it because you know what's on the other side of it. You know that that's what you need to do to grow, right? So it's the same thing with this energetic resistance that we get, right? And where we're in our head and we're like, why is this so hard? Why does it feel like all these things are coming at me, right? And I promise you, this has happened to me so many times. Every single time I've gone to the next level, every single time I've up leveled, I've become more confident. I've, you know, stepped into my true potential. I've gone to the next level in my life, in my business, in my relationships. Every single time it's happened, right before it was always chaotic. It was always chaotic. It always felt like, holy shit, this is really freaking hard. I just want to go back the other way. and not try to become more, because this sucks. And it was people hating, right? It was people unfollowing. It was relationships going south, right? It was losing friendships. It was losing customers, right? In my business, people returning stuff, right? People having bad experiences with something that I was, delivering, like a product or coaching or something, right? All of a sudden it was all coming at me, and I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Well, you're moving away from where you were into who you are meant to be. And so there's gonna be some resistance. There's gonna be some fallout. You're gonna lose friends. You're gonna lose people who know you as this person that hasn't yet stepped into their new role, right? Their potential. So those people are going, who do you think you are? Like, all of a sudden you're showing up differently. All of a sudden you're talking about this and that. All of a sudden you think you're into, coaching. You're a coach now. Like, all of a sudden you're in network marketing and you think that that you can coach people on nutrition, right? Like, all these things that start coming at you, and you're like, oh my God, I'm literally just following my heart. Like, I'm really just being guided, and I'm doing what I really want to do, what feels really good to me, right? When you get really in tune, in alignment with what you're meant to be doing, you don't want anything to stop you, right? But then you start getting all this resistance, and you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't go. And you start to allow what other people think, and you start to allow that resistance to make you go right back to your old self and stay where it's safe and it's comfortable and it's familiar, right? And it might not be where you want to be. You might be over it. You might be tired of your BS. You might be tired of staying in the same place in the hamster wheel, but it's not as painful as growth, right? It's not as painful as it feels to push through that resistance, because that resistance is coming on strong, right? And it's making you want to shrink, and it's making you want to say, I'm going back to my security blanket. I'm just going to stay here. Maybe I'm not meant to be more. Maybe I'm not meant to have the body that I want. Maybe I'm not meant to have the business I want. Maybe I'm not meant to find the love of my life. Maybe I'm not meant to be, somebody who's an influencer online. Maybe I'm not meant to live my dreams, right? We start thinking all these things because it's hard. Because growth is freaking hard, right? And as soon as you start to grow, as soon as you commit to growth, as soon as you say, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do personal development, I am gonna work on myself, I'm gonna journal, I'm gonna do gratitudes, I'm gonna go to events, I'm gonna surround myself with people. As soon as you commit to doing that, resistance comes. All of a sudden we start facing these things that we're not quite familiar with. We don't know, we're like, do I have what it takes? Oh my gosh, all these people around me are like doing things, they're doing more than I am, they're inspiring me, like, can I do it? Should I just go back? No, you are there for a reason, and you're meant to push forward. We're always meant to grow forward. We're always meant to become more and learn and grow, right? And that resistance is an absolute gift. The resistance says, this is what it's saying to you. It's saying, are you going to take this pressure, this resistance, this feeling of overwhelm and doubt and fear? Are you going to allow that to shrink you and send you back to where you've always been, doing the same thing you've been doing, staying in the same place, earning about the same amount of money, staying in the same toxic relationships, being surrounded by the same toxic people, right? Or maybe you're not around toxic people. Maybe you're just in a place where everyone's complacent, right? And nobody's really going anywhere. Nobody's really doing anything. You don't have anybody with you striving for more, right? You're all kind of staying in the same place. Resistance is saying, do you want to stay there? Is that what you really want? You want to stay where you are? You've been complaining about your life and wanting to do more and inspired by all these people. Here's your opportunity. I'm giving you the opportunity, and I'm saying to you, resistance is saying to you, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? When you want it bad enough, when you want to change more than you want to stay comfortable, you will change, and you will push through the resistance. No matter how hard it is, you will push, you will get to the other side, and it is blissful, you guys. When you get over that resistance, you get over that hump, whatever it is that you're facing where it feels so hard, when you get over that, you get to this new place where you're like, oh my God, I'm so glad that I did this. I am the next level version of me. I feel so much more confident. I have so many more ideas, and I feel good, and I feel like I'm growing, and I feel like I'm around people that are gonna move me forward, right? And you feel so good. And then you're there for a little while, and guess what happens? It's time to grow again, right? So the cycle repeats. So it's never ending, you guys. You're never going to be in a place where resistance isn't coming, right? Unless You shrink yourself down and you decide, I'm never changing. I'm gonna stay where I'm at. I'm gonna be who I am right now. I'm just gonna stay here. Then you'll never experience the resistance because you're not pushing to grow anywhere, right? So celebrate resistance. Celebrate it, love it, embrace it, thank it, and go with it. And instead of allowing it to push you back, right? Instead of allowing, when you go to the gym and you're lifting the weights and it's hard and it feels, it's burning and you're like, oh, I don't want to be doing this right now. You know, instead of giving up and putting the weights down and saying, forget it, I'm just gonna go take a walk, right? Which walking's great for your health, but it's not gonna transform your body, right? You wanna transform your body, you wanna transform your life, you have to face the resistance. We have to, right? So today is, you know, the reason I brought this up is because I work with so many people, and I myself have experienced this so many times where I felt that resistance coming on and it felt scary and it felt like I didn't wanna do it. And many times I would go back. I had many times in my life where I would go back to where I was. I was just like, this is too hard, I can't do it. I would be crying, I would be having terrible weeks in a row of like, this is so hard, why does this suck so bad? And it felt like my life was falling apart and it just felt terrible, right? And guess what? I kept coming up against the same ceiling, the same roadblocks over and over and over again because the lesson repeats until, right? The resistance is gonna keep coming around the same things, right? If for you it's health and fitness, if you keep coming up against the same resistance, you're not changing. You commit to doing a new program and you're not 100% committing to it. You're allowing life to happen and throw you off track. You're not pushing through the resistance. You're allowing the resistance to push you back, right? If you're wanting to go somewhere new in your business and you keep coming up against the same roadblocks, you're hitting the same level of income and you can't break through it, and you're like, what the hell? It's gonna repeat. The lesson's gonna keep coming. As long as you are motivated to grow and change your life, the lessons are gonna keep repeating. They're gonna keep showing up and you're gonna be like, I've seen this before. What the hell? I've seen this before. It's gonna keep showing up for you until you actually face it and you push through the fear. You push through that wall. You get freaking strong. You turn into a warrior and you're like, I am not gonna stay small. I am not going to settle, right? I am not gonna be mediocre. I'm gonna live a big life and I am going to do the things that I wanna do, right? Whatever that is for you, whatever you're thinking about that you're having resistance around, push through it, commit to growth, commit to pushing through it, and embrace that resistance. And I promise you on the other side of it is absolutely beautiful. And then you just get ready for the next one because you know it's coming, because you know you're gonna grow again, and you're gonna grow again and again and again, and every single time there's gonna be stuff, there's gonna be resistance, and we have to celebrate it. So that is all for today. Instagram Live was down, so we went ahead with IGTV, and hopefully I can upload this soon. These videos are all uploaded onto my YouTube channel as well. And you know, you guys, I have a women's online coaching program that I run. It's called Collaboration Camp. We're in the first week of our 6-week camp, and I'm gonna be launching another camp that's gonna be slightly different. It's gonna be coming a little bit later this year. It's for women in online business who really are ready to go from, you know, getting off the sidelines and stepping into that CEO role in their business, because so many of us, I'm one of them, that used to say, you know, I have a business, I have an online business, I have a network marketing business or whatever, but I was on the sidelines of my business. I was not showing up as the CEO. I wasn't organized. I wasn't doing the income producing activities. I was watching everybody else, wondering why I wasn't where I wanted to be. I was complaining about my income. I was all of it, right? I was on the sidelines of my life, of my opportunity with my incredible company, right? So many of you are on the sidelines and you're watching everyone. You need to step into that CEO role and be the professional business owner that you know you can be, and show up for your business the way you would if you had a boss. If you had someone else saying, you got to do this, you got to do that, you know, your business needs you to show up like the CEO in order for it to take off and impact the people that you're meant to impact, right? So you almost have to have a separate voice for your business as you do for your personal life. And a lot of times that's hard because we run a business from home, personal and business kind of crosses over, right? There's like a blurry line there. Well, you have to separate them in some ways and say, hey, my business needs me to make this decision. Me, the person, you don't have really an opinion on this one, like, because you're emotional and you have emotions and you feel bad and you have all these things, right? We as humans feel bad, right? We're emotional and sometimes we make decisions based on how we feel instead of what is best for the business. So what's best for your business is that you get organized, you learn how to time block, right? That's something that I teach in my courses. and you start showing up. You start doing the stuff behind the scenes that you know you need to do in order to move your business forward. And that is what it takes to step into that CEO role and have discipline and really treat your business like a real business. So I will see you guys next time on my show, Girl, Get Off the Sidelines. Get off the freaking sidelines. And you guys have a beautiful day, and I will see you next time. Bye.